Live testing. All right, looks like I'm live, and yes. All right, hello there. So, this is just a very super casual update here. I'm just testing things out yet again. There's been a couple of earthquakes going on around here, so my cameras might not be the exact same, but this is what it is. So, this is a quick update on the last live um, dealy. And yeah, just on my fermentation progress. So basically, we started a sourdough starter culture, and then since then, we also started this sauerkraut, which I have here. And there it is so far. This is week. Let me just move some things out of the way here. I'm on 1 week into it, and that is that lovely fermented cabbage. And honestly, I've just literally just been keeping this on the table. And it's kind of hard to see, and I don't want to tilt it around too much here, but front camera, yeah, let's see if we can get a shot. Anyways, it's looking good, and honestly, the brine is still in there. The weight is holding up. The cabbage looks good, and I've been burping it, which is just releasing the pressure. Oh, and it actually smells really good. You'll see if you watch the first live fermentation walkthrough there. My first attempt was did not smell good, nor did it look this good. So anyways, it looks like we've done it right so far. Again, if it works out, I'll make a more detailed video on that. But we have the sauerkraut working out pretty well. It's 1 weekend. It's apparently supposed to do it 2 weeks. So I'll do another live and open it up and give it a taste when that one's ready. But let me put that down there to save some counter space here for us. So aside from the sauerkraut that we did in the last one, again, this is just super casual. I literally have just been cooking dinner and boiling, sanitizing stuff, and hopefully there's no food in my teeth. That's how casual this is. But basically, I'm going all out. Like, I've been reading on fermentation this last week and really been enjoying it. There's so much that you can do. I really want to get some more jars and just start fermenting and pickling vegetables and eggs. And yeah, pickled eggs is a thing out here. I've seen a lot. And honestly, it's delicious. So I really want to learn how to do that. And I just discovered a recipe in the book I was reading, how to make red sushi ginger. So I tried going out today. I was biking around and looking for some red shiso leaf. Apparently you need that to mix in with the ginger to give it that bright red color that you typically see in sushi ginger. But I couldn't find any. So I only went to one store and I was tired. And so was my son. So we just went and he took a nap on the bike and we came home. But tomorrow I'm going to go to one more market and see if I can do that. And if so, I'll do a walkthrough of how I try to make red sushi ginger. That'd be pretty awesome. Aside from that, I just want to keep reading books and keep experimenting because I'm learning a lot and it's a lot of fun. Anyways, back to it. So we did the starter culture, and right here, so I'm just going to share with you. I'm very excited. I made my sourdough with you, the sourdough starter. So let me show you what that looks like now that it's been a week. And 7 to 9 days is like a typical thing, and I think I'm around there. To be honest, I've been very casual about this whole thing. I just want to be as simple as possible, not too, yeah, proceduralized or whatever. Just make it casual. But if it's working out, great. If not, then I'll have to do a better job next time. Anyways, and figure it out. But so here we go. We put this wrap on it, and let me just move this. I got two little things going on here I'll be sharing with you in a sec, but this is the starter as of today. You can see I've got a little bit of some dryness, some dry flour on the top there, but I've been feeding it. As I mentioned in the first one, I believe you got to feed it every day, every 12 hours, actually. And anyways, oh, look at that. I got one more feeding in this morning, but it's actually bubbling. You can see the bubbles. That means it's alive. Our ferment is actually alive and well. It is, how does it smell? And it smells good. Okay. This, my friends, is what we want. We want some good bubbling stuff going on, life and yeast working its way, and good smell and good taste. Now, I did notice, because I'm using rye flour, it's not a wheat flour, it was more watery. So I actually have not been adding, supposed to add half a cup flour, half a cup water. I ended up stopping the water addition because it was super watery and like a soup, and it did not look like a starter culture to me. So I just started just doing the flour and a little bit of water here and there until I reached the consistency that I actually wanted. But anyways, I have got this all clean. I should actually get my sanitize, forgive me for one moment, sanitize dealy in my craft kitchen here. I got this rubber spatula thingy. So basically, yeah, I got this to mix it around in, but here we go. So the culture, the starter seems to be fine, seems to be working well. I'm going to use it now to make something for tomorrow. I'm going to make some oatmeal cookie muffin thingies. And my very first, sorry, my hair I'm noticing is just, I was wearing a toque all day. It was super windy. It's a mess. I just got home. Yeah, that's just what it is, life. Okay, so life. I'm going to put this down here. And yeah, so I'm going to make my first loaf of sourdough bread. Now, again, I chose to go wheat flour free on this one. So let's just see what happens with rye flour. I'm using 100% rye flour with this. And I've mixed all the ingredients already because I don't want to make a mess and take up 2 hours of your time while I'm trying to measure and sort out my kitchen. So anyways, that is the basic thing. I just have some coconut oil. I didn't have butter, unfortunately. I realize that now. But I have some coconut oil, some flax, and rye flour, some salt, and water, basically. And now I just need to add, because sourdough is a fermented bread, I need to add some fermented starter culture, which we have here now that we've been spending this whole last week making. So there it is, that bubbly yeast. And I need to add half a cup of that into this dough for the sourdough. So I'm going to do that right now. So half a cup, half a cup of my starter. Now, this is the first time I'm using my starter to do anything. So I don't know, I feel kind of weird dipping a spoon into it right now. But I need to get half a cup of this into there, and I'll share. Oh, look at that. But first, let me just stir this and show you close up. We gotta get the most out of this moment. That is, oh, and my focus. Yeah. That is the starter culture of my very first sourdough. And if you followed along with me, you would have the same-ish result, hopefully. Again, I will be doing more in-depth stuff on that, but that is the starter culture, and it smells so good. I want to just have a spoonful of it, but that's probably, I don't know what would happen. Maybe some good bacteria in me. Who knows? Okay, so let's go like this. So let's load up on this. Yeah, I'm going to try to spill as little as possible while I do this. I could probably even just dip this whole thing in there and scoop it, but this is somehow more satisfying going spoonful by spoonful. But basically, the whole point of what we're doing, the sourdough starter culture, this is the living bacteria in sourdough that we want, right? That's what the healthy stuff that we want to get in us. If we're going to be having bread, might as well get some good bacteria in with it, right? So that's what we're doing. And basically, I didn't know this. That's how new I am to fermentation. Once you have your sourdough starter, you need to actually make your dough and add your sourdough starter to it and let the dough itself ferment on top of your culturing fermentation. So this is half a cup to this loaf. That's what the recipe calls for. I did change the recipe a little bit, but anyways, I'm just going to pour that beast in. That is the sourdough starter. Let me get my spoon up here so we can get a better look at this. So I've just added half a cup. I want to get my focus in there. Half a cup of that sourdough starter to my dough. Now I'm going to use this fantastic spatula knife thing. Scoop that stuff in there. We're doing this here. Okay. And that is all that living culture added to my very first loaf of sourdough, hopefully. So I'm going to scoop that stuff in there, get it all nice and goody, if that's a thing. Okay. Let me just cut back here so I can look at you for a sec. There we go. I'm sorry, I keep looking over there. I'm still getting used to that. Anyways, that is our sourdough starter. I'm just going to put that in my oats because I'm sure that won't do any harm. And now I'm going to cut back to this camera because that makes more sense right now. Now we just mix it. We mix it in. Oh boy. Yeah, this is hardened up because of that oil, I think. Oh yeah, I heated up the oil before I did this, and it was all watery, and now it's probably getting back to room temperature. But you're supposed to just mix the starter into your dough. Said with a wooden spoon. I got myself a wooden spoon because I like to follow directions like that. And mix this up. Get it all soaked in. We want that starter in there. Maybe I could add a little bit more water. I kind of went down a little bit in water because I thought my starter was a little bit watery-er. Waterier. Let me just move this so I got some space. You know what? I'm just going to do one more for good measure, without measure. Add a little bit more culture in there. I don't know if that's 2 more tablespoons. Why not? Get some liquid going on. You want it to knead together well, okay? And then what this culture is going to get in with the flour and all the other ingredients, and then it's going to ferment overnight. It says 8 to 12 hours, I think, for this dough fermentation, or it was 12 to 24. That's a big, a very big range there, but that's what we're doing. So I'm going to just get this all in there. Get that bacteria within every single grain of flour. I don't really know how well I'm supposed to mix this, but it's looking like a pretty hearty dough. To be honest, I'm not a baker by any means. I have maybe baked some cookies at one point. I made some really good muffins. What am I talking about? And a carrot cake. And I made a chickpea cake, which was really nice. My wife liked that one after she had given birth to our first kid. For some reason, chickpeas were good, and she just craved it every day, and I got into a habit of having my chickpea cake and coffee. It was great. So I've done some things in the baking realm, but anyways, bread, no. Never have I ever done a bread. So I don't know what the consistency is supposed to be like. But yeah, I'm tempted to just take a big bite. But anyways, to me, as a non-baker man, that looks like a dough that's ready to be fermented overnight. Hopefully. If not, then I will be trying again and making some revisions here. But anyways, it's a dough. I'd say so. Now we're supposed to just cover that up with a towel and let it ferment overnight. And well, what time is it now, actually? It's like 6 p.m. 12 hours would be 6 a.m. So tomorrow morning, I'm an early bird. I start baking some bread, and everyone can wake up and have a nice slice of sourdough with some fresh butter. I don't know if there's anyone watching. There isn't, because that's just how it goes. Yeah, so now I'm just going to scrape off my spoon and do that up. Okay, honestly, my mouth is watering. I want to take a sample of this dough. I think that's a fair bargain while I'm at it. But anyways, I'm just scraping my spoon, getting all that dough, and I'm gonna let that ferment overnight. Okay, so that is the bread one. And again, I'm super stoked because if it does work, I can't wait to start writing that one out and filming it. But there we go. That is the final result of that. And it's such a momentous event. The police are coming. That's great. Okay, so got that. That is the bread. Yeah, believe it or not, that's literally just an ambulance, if you can hear that. First time I heard that, I was terrified. Like, what are they? Thought it was like a tsunami or something. But anyways, okay, there is our dough. Let me get this elastic out of there. I'm excited. So that there is going to just sit out and ferment. Now we're on to our oatmeal cookies. I'm excited for that. So what I'm going to do here is this one required a bit more starter to do it up here. So it required, how much was it? It was, 3/4 of a cup. So I am going to scoop 3/4 of a cup of starter into there. And put some oats. Gonna have to clean that up before I Dip it in there. Okay. And then after this, I have a surprise for you guys. Okay, so let me do this. So I want 3/4 of a cup. Let me just go in and like so. What is this? This is half a cup. So that would almost be it. I just need half of a cup now, I believe. Where am I at? 1 cup. Oh no, I got more to go here. That wasn't a full half cup, obviously. Okay, so scooping that in. If I put a little bit more, I'm sure it's okay. 2/3. Oh, there we go. Got a little bit extra. Okay. Let me just dump some back, I guess. And the rest can go in a couple drips. All right, so this here, very simple batter. It's pretty much just oats, flax, and well, that's really it. Oats, flax, and some salt and oil, I think. I don't even know if I put salt in this yet. The recipe called for to add some raisins tomorrow morning and some vanilla extract after all the fermentation's been done. So I'm going to be doing that. And some baking soda, I think. So a couple little details to add in the morning, but that's quite all right with me. And yeah, so there. I emptied that starter out. Cool, nothing dripping on there, safe to put down. This guy, I'm gonna just scrape off whatever goodness is left on there. And that seems okay. I'm gonna be soaking that. Later, I got some dishes to do tonight. Now I'm just gonna mix all that in so it'll ferment with the oats overnight. Now I've made cookies before, but this looks like basically just a big bowl of oats and sour flour. Sour flour. Okay, so mixing this in. Now, for you guys watching, aside from all my fermentation research and experiments, I've been writing out a lot of videos on gut health, probiotics, prebiotics, fiber, and all that good stuff. The reason why I'm into fermenting in terms of nutrition and health. So I'm going to be sharing a lot more gut health stuff with you guys really quickly, which is going to be a lot of fun and something I want to get more into, not only for me, but just for my family. I feel like it's a really important aspect to focus on of your health, especially with little ones. So I'll be sharing more of the why behind all this fermentation science and fun, because that's what I like to do, and hopefully it can help you. Okay, so I'm putting some, scraping that in there. And I believe that's all I have to do. I just need to put some towels over top of this and let it ferment all night. I'm just going to mix it a little bit more for good measure, because that's what I like to do. Okay, and that is going to be tomorrow morning's coffee side dish. Some oatmeal, raisin, sourdough, fermented cookies. Ain't going to find that at Starbucks, I tell you what. Let me go like this. Yeah, that is that. Very simple. It looks honestly very oaty, but sure, why not? I trust the recipe if it's in a book. Okay, so I got those. So there we go. We have our sourdough. Again, I used coconut oil on this one instead of butter as the recipe called for. Hopefully that works, but fat's fat, I guess, scientifically, I'm not sure. And the oatmeal cookies. Okay, so that's what we got. We got that, and now our sourdough starter. Let me get a shot of that. Dun, dun, dun. Let me get rid of this messy thing and start soaking it. So that's a good idea. Okay, so I got that. And I'm just gonna dry my fingers. Oh yeah, I got some dishes. Okay, so yeah, there is the sourdough starter and our bread and cookies. Okay, so there's that. So now we've seen the sauerkraut seems to be working, and we have the sourdough bread loaf and the sourdough cookies. I'm excited. Okay, so I got all those. Let me just move those out of the way, because now I've got a surprise for you guys. And this is still my starter, which I could probably feed again tonight before bed. No, I'll leave it because I fed it earlier this afternoon. Once you get past day 4, you're supposed to feed it once every 24 hours if it's a wheat flour. But if it's a rye flour, I think it's every 12 still. So I'll figure that out. But while I'm here, let me get this guy back on there to protect this precious substance that we've been working so hard to make. My elastics, I moved somewhere, but okay. On the side, I was reading my book and I realized that my son loves milk, loves drinking milk. And am I on this? I am, okay. And so I decided, okay, what's the healthiest milk I can do? And I discovered, I was reading fermented milk, kefir, or is it kefir? Correct me if I'm wrong, but I'm going to say kefir for now. There's no one on to correct me because I have little audience at this point. But anyways, basically what kefir, I'm going to just call it kefir, is you put a fermented grain in your just straight up milk and you just let it sit. It's like yogurt. And then these grains start to ferment and they start soaking up the lactose within the milk, which is the structure of the sugars within milk. Because like you have every type of food, well, not every type of food, but there's different structures of sugar within like bread or fruit or just straight up sugar. And the lactose in the milk feeds the culture and it converts the sugars from the milk into I believe it's some sort of acid, lactis bacillus, something like that. Anyways, some fermented acid, which is good for you. And a lot of people who are even lactose intolerant can drink kefir now because all the lactose is gone. So give it a try. And apparently it's incredibly healthy for you. And they've been making it for thousands of years, apparently. And you can do some pretty cool stuff. And for me, I love thick and creamy drinks like yogurt drinks and, well, not yogurt drinks, but I like yogurt. And this is kind of like a yogurt drink. So what I'm going to do now is I've been fermenting this for 12 hours or longer than that now. But basically I just got the milk, poured it in with the kefir grains, and that's about it. And let me just show you. It's supposed to be honest, I don't really know, but it looks good. I guess I've never done this before, but at this point I can drink it. You can add like cinnamon and stuff. I'm going to give it a taste because I'm stoked to try it, but I'm going to first sift it into here. Actually, no, into my Starbucks cup because you're going to sift it and then you can put it in the fridge. Now you can do a second fermentation of it now with some flavorings like spices or vanilla beans or any kind of spice and just go crazy with that and make like, I want to try to make an eggnog, a kefir eggnog next month for December. And yeah, I'm going to make a really cool video for that. But let me open this up. I'm going to open this up. Okay. And this is basically it. It's just milk with the kefir grains that's been fermenting. And I'm going to strain it in here and reuse the grains to make my next batch. So let's aim. I just bought this filter today because I realized I needed it. And I'm surprised I didn't spill anything. That's great. And hopefully this is good. Oh, look at those chunks. Okay. And I'm just filtering this. I guess I should make sure that I'm not going to overflow while I'm at it. Yeah, see, that's getting pretty full already. But that's why. Look at that. It looks like cottage cheese or something weird in there. I don't know, but that's the grain. I don't want to lift it too high and make a mess here. So I'm going to get a cup at this point. I'm going to put that in the fridge for tomorrow morning to share. But I'm just going to pour the rest of this into a cup and have a glass of this and see if I don't get sick overnight. And if I pass the test tonight and don't get sick, then I know it's safe to feed to everyone else. So voila, that would be, doesn't smell bad. Okay, that's good. So that would be kefir, take one. Poured it in there. Interesting. I'm very excited to try this. I've been thinking about this all day and now I've just been craving something creamy and delicious like yogurt. I want to try to make some yogurt too next, but apparently I could just pop that in the fridge and I'm good to go. So let me grab I brought, you can reuse the grains immediately. So I'm actually gonna do that. I'm gonna supposed to put 600 mils of milk with these kefir grains, which I'll show you again now that it's safer in there. So that's kind of what the kefir grains look like. And apparently they grow each time you do this. So Anyways, I'm going to put some pumpkin pie spice in here and just see what happens. This is my first attempt. And oh, this pumpkin pie spice smells good at least. So there's my cup of kefir. Now it looks honestly just like milk. I thought it would be thicker than this, so maybe I did it incorrectly. I'm not too sure, but I followed the instructions, and I guess if I ferment it longer, then it would be thicker, but that is it. My first cup of kefir with some pumpkin pie spice. To be honest, it tastes just like milk. Yeah, it's delicious, but it tastes pretty much just like milk. So I guess that's good. Regardless, I got some good bacteria in there. So now I have my grains, and what I'm going to do is I'm just going to add these back into this jar. I think I might need to boil it to purify it again. And add the milk to it and start a new batch of fermentation. And yeah, this is actually really tasty. But anyways, thought I just heard a weird noise. That is my fermentation update so far. Seemingly everything so far has been working, which is great. And I discovered some new things along the way. So basically I've filmed a bunch of videos for the channel last week, and I'll be sharing those on stuff that I actually understand. But again, these live things are just me playing around and trying to figure out things that work, and I can share with you some ideas and direction of where I'm going and share with you what works, what doesn't, and figure things out as we go. And again, all of these seemingly will work. Once I get this bread baked, I'll take a picture and post it on the community tab of this channel, and then show you the final results. If things go well, I'll share with you how to make your very first sourdough. That would be great. I'm using rye flour so far. I'll get into more with these cookies. If they turn out delicious and everyone likes them, sure, I'll share that recipe. And yeah, I'm going to try to make some eggnog kefir now next up, because so far this is digesting pretty well. So I'll share some more of that stuff with you guys too. And then I guess yogurt would be next, but oh yeah, and then the sushi ginger. But anyways, lots of stuff I want to do, but I got to clean up. I got a lot going on in this kitchen. Even my dinner is a mess in there, but yeah. Oh, there's a drip. Anyways, thanks for watching if you did. And yeah, I'll see you in the next casual live stream or official video. Thanks for watching, and all the best. Next time I'll do my hair. Look at that. Okay, bye.